cash in the game. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
You guys like references to 80s politics that I probably wouldn't have understood if I didn't do some research into them? If so, yes. This is the episode for you. As you can guess from our title, we'll be diving into the world of the 80s punk scene. Before we do that, let's catch up with everybody. Who's going first? We're just switching up the orders here.
I mean, I can, I suppose. I've just been playing Tony Hawk, and I started watching the black hole that is One Piece. So I'll be watching that for the next 5 years.
I've been trying to.
Yeah, and then Carly were trying to get into that.
Well, the good thing is that I've been turned on to a website that just lists all the filler episodes, so I can just skip them.
Oh, that's so smart.
And then, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna watch what's canon, but there's like 1,000 chapters of the manga too, so I'm kind of fucked either way. But I managed to snag a PlayStation 5 last night, so that dates the recording a little bit, but yeah. I will be, as of November 12th, the proud owner of PlayStation 5.
What games are you going to play on it?
Whatever games they're on. Probably like Cyberpunk. There's not a lot of launch games, to be honest with you. Apparently it plays 99% of PlayStation 4 games, so everything I own on there.
Didn't they announce Final Fantasy?
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 16 got announced.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
I know that.
The guy who wrote
I'm on top of it.
The guy who wrote Final Fantasy 14 Online is the guy writing or directing this game too, so hopefully it's good. It looks pretty gory. Should be fun.
Yeah. You can also get the Spider-Man Miles Morales, too.
Yeah, but that game's marketing is fucking whack, dude.
Dude, I know.
Because they're like,
what?
Hey, the old game is in it, but you have to buy this version for the, like, upgrades. You can't just get the upgrades with your old version. I'm like,
yeah, it's fucky. I don't know. I think they're going to probably change it and make it easier. Towards, once there's an uproar, but whatever.
I did scream like a little baby boy when the God of War teaser happened. Because I've been waiting for that sequel for 3 years now.
Wait, there's another God of War coming out?
Uh-huh. God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah. Yep.
Granted, I don't know if that's the actual subtitle, but that's like the only thing that was displayed in like English text. So
that's the title I keep saying around. So,
is Kratos' son like a Norse god or something?
Do you guys know?
No, I never played the last game.
I haven't watched the trailer for it yet.
Do you know what happens in the last game?
I have not played the last game. I need to,
because
I have a PS4.
Yeah. Well, Quentin, to answer your question, yes. Which one? I don't know.
Oh,
it's Loki.
No.
Okay, it's the other one.
No, you're not right.
It's the other one.
Well, it's not the other one. It is. It is that one.
Okay.
Yeah. My recommendation, so we can get everyone else to talk to, is the show Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. It's like this weird sci-fi show about populating a planet after the Earth dies, basically, and there's like This is gonna sound stupid like that South Park episode, but the factions are legitimately like the people who worship the sun as a god and the atheists.
Oh.
So
it's basically like a documentary that's set place 50 years from now.
yes. There's androids because of course Ridley Scott has to have androids in this that bleed white blood in his piece.
Can I
The
actually
main
say
guy
that?
the main guy from Vikings is in it, which is pretty cool, I guess.
Oh, I like him.
He's
I
a good
watched
actor.
3 episodes of Vikings solely for that guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor. That's it. That's my recommendation. There's some good, interesting stuff. It hasn't really picked up yet, but there's some like interesting implications.
What about you, John? What you get into?
I don't know. I feel completely unprepared for today's episode because I thought we were going to talk about JFK and Robert F. Kennedy, but I guess we're talking about punk bands.
We can talk about those if you want. The Manchurian Candidate was a documentary.
No, I know nothing about them. But
The band or the Kennedys themselves.
I know probably equal parts of both of them, which is still not a whole lot. So this episode's going to be fun because I'm going to learn a bunch.
Same,
I like
honestly.
that. I like that. I like episodes because last episode I learned a bunch too and I liked it.
Hell yeah. Honestly, I had fun researching, so.
Good. But no, my weeks, I don't know, 2 weeks, whatever, since we recorded, I just have literally been working on the house and I've been at the fire station a lot. And beyond that, I've been watching Hunter x Hunter now. It's pretty good, but it's like
X silent.
The X is
I don't,
silent.
whatever. I like calling it Hunter x Hunter. It sounds cooler.
That's like a fanfic title, bud.
Oh, okay. Hunter x Hunter.
And those are children.
Whatever. I just started watching it. Come on, man. I'm like fucking 15 episodes in. But it's pretty good. I mean, I feel like it's just a bunch of different animes mashed into one anime. But they're good.
People
animes.
love it. I can't get into it. Maybe when I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch a new anime, it was either between One Piece or Hunter x Hunter. So I was like, oh boy,
I don't know.
I'm in for the long haul either way.
And we tried it like a couple months ago and we couldn't get into it. This time we pushed through like the first 10 episodes and it got better, but it's almost like one of those shows you put on in the background and you don't really have to watch it.
That's what I'm doing with One Piece. I have a free trial of the Funimation Plus service, so I'm just like watching the dub in the background. I don't even care. Usually I'm a subs over dubs, but
dubs is just easier.
There's something strangely nostalgic about the Funimation dub, even though I grew up on the 4Kids dub of One Piece.
Maybe the Funimation one is just like the voice actors.
They're different. At least some of them are.
No, it's like, did you watch any other Funimation dubs as a kid?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of them.
And I probably did watch parts of the... I probably did watch parts of the Funimation dub of One Piece on like Adult Swim after 4Kids shut down, so...
See, that's where I watched a lot of One Piece was on Adult Swim.
Yeah, me too.
So it is very like nostalgic watching it, the Funimation
I just
one.
remember the really bad One Piece opening from 4Kids. Gago, Gago.
Oh, yeah. That was
as soon as you said it.
It was in that brief period of time where every song was a rap and 4Kids wasn't allowed to show on-screen death. So Zoro's backstory is completely, like, inhibited. But, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Just to wrap up, I guess the only other thing, I found this YouTuber called Elvis the Alien on, YouTube. And he just, like, does, like, movie reviews and then, like, channel reviews. And he's pretty funny. he says some stuff that's like, oh, I don't know if I would have said that, but like he pulls it off because he's goofy as fuck.
Yeah.
So go check him out.
Oh, well, yeah. Me, I just did school and work, and then I joined the lemming crowd of Among Us players. The game's really fucking fun. I hate how much I enjoy a $5 game. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what Among Us is, just go on YouTube and actually
Every
just download
YouTuber
it.
has played it at this point. Download on your phone.
Yeah, it's fucking free. Play it on your phone. My recommendation, I don't think I recommended the band Idols yet. They're like this cool post-punk band from the UK. They really don't like racists, and they don't like toxic masculinity. And what else? I don't know. It's really cool. It's progressive punk. It's a very interesting combination, but I'm here for it.
Oh, so they have something in common with the band we're talking about today, is that they don't like racists.
Yes. I feel like that's, well, not for all of punk, because there is like the whole... Like,
no, definitely not.
There's like that whole skinhead punk scene, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
But like, guys, like racist lives matter too. Come on. It's all the white people.
Do you really want a voice clip of that on the internet?
No, I don't. I'd like to say it though, because you know that I don't believe that at all.
Now you're never going to be able to get a job again, bud.
I guess.
Can't run.
I don't know.
I mean, you could run for public office, so...
I'll put an actual sound clip that, like, you can ask me this at any point. If I ever met a Nazi, I would beat the fuck out of him. Like, to near death. Like, I cannot stand any part of that. So that soundbite right there, you can have it. If I don't get jobs because of that one,
well, now you can't hold public office.
Perfectly fine.
When you said the other thing that I'm not going to say, so I don't get soundbited for it, you could hold public office. Now you can't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I fucked that up. I guess I can't be president because I'm not racist.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the.
We're going to talk about Reagan, so...
Yeah, no. I mean, I have some fun facts about, like, Nazism glorification in the United States.
It's fucked up. I mean,
are we going to get into it?
I don't. I mean, I'm fine with that. I would be 100% okay with everyone realizing that this channel is 100% not okay with Nazis and very hateful towards them. And if we lose followers because of that, I don't care.
So in 2018, the UN General Assembly had a resolution on combating the glorification of Nazism, neo-Nazism, contemporary forms of racism, racial discrimination, xenophobia, and related intolerance. If you look on a map of all of the countries involved, pretty much all of Europe is green, which means voted in favor of, getting rid of all of this neo-Nazi fascist propaganda. Most of Europe's green. Canada, for some reason, is yellow. United States is red, which means that they voted against combating the glorification of neo-Nazi.
Why do we live here? Jesus Christ.
Well, no, it was some fucking pussy... I'm not... There are certain people in certain sides of our governmental body that are like, well, I don't think they're all bad people.
No, they are.
Some of them helped our space program.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand that we needed there's a lot of things that without World War II we wouldn't have today, but also fuck it.
We literally, if we weren't just such fucking dickheads and we're like, my penis is the biggest, I gotta get to the moon first, so we need these Nazi scientists, we would have been,
we would have just figured it out eventually. I
was
hate
that
how
Kennedy
people
saying it?
No.
We need these Nazi scientists to get to the moon.
It was more of a Mayor Quimby, I think.
Who is JFK?
Yeah,
the same voice.
my
Just an
JFK, I feel
No,
like
I get
I
you.
feel like the Quimby is better than the JFK. For me, my Quimby is better.
That's fair.
I feel like Mayor Quimby's voice is just Kennedy's voice on the radio.
Essentially,
Like, it's not really his, like, Kennedy's voice. It's like his projected through, like, one of those old ass radios.
All right. Well, you want to hit the ad and then get into the
Yeah,
goods?
dog.
Yeah, I keep kicking shit, so we might as well. Fuck.
And we're back. Wow, amazing.
I gotta
So
cut out
long.
my bottle tightening sounds in the middle of that ad break.
So the dead obviously the podcast today is about the dead Kennedys, who, in my opinion, they're probably one of the most important bands to come out of the West Coast punk scene. It's a bold statement, maybe even one of the most important bands to come out of America in the 80s. Their story's pretty wild. They have humble beginnings in San Francisco, and by the end of it, the band is broken up, and Jello Biafra, the lead man of the Kennedys, is on the Oprah show debating Tipper Gore on censorship.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, I wouldn't disagree with the, like, most influential band to come out of the 80s because of their stance. I feel like the 80s gave us a lot of bands that were just kind of still around from the 70s, and then a lot of bands that started in the 80s that were, like, almost like hair rock bands that didn't really have, like, any political stature.
But if it
was
weren't
just
for that,
in general.
would we
What?
have that? Would we have that insurance commercial where they say we have a rat problem and it's the band Rat in their basement?
Yeah.
I do like the band Rat. I do like 80s like hair metal a lot, but like they're
Same,
not
for no good reason.
But they're not influential. Like they have
Yeah.
their songs don't really carry any meaning. Like Dead Kennedys, their songs you listen to them and they carry a lot of meaning behind them.
Yeah. No, dude. Like, there's.
So
like,
I would
one
agree
thing
with you.
Jello specifically has said before, like, he, like, calls out, like, the hair metal guys, and he'd be like, you know, like, come fucking down to Santa Monica and all that, get up and see what happens. Like, you know, it's just a big act. Like, you guys suck. That is one thing I love about him, is he just, like, fucking, everybody in that band really just fucking shit on, like, the stupid part of the 80s music scene.
I watched that interview you sent us with Jello, and I'm sure you'll get into some of what he said later. I just want to say, like, his demeanor is just like, if I don't want to answer shit, I'm not going to. And his answers are also just so short. Like, he kept picking up, like, questions. He's like, that's a stupid fucking question. And then, like, somebody was like, somebody asked him his favorite color. He's like, why the fuck does it matter? And he, like, threw it down. And I loved that.
Yeah, dude. He is very punk rock. It's great. So
he is the personification of punk.
Yeah. If you want, I guess we can start on just like the general info of the band. I think I mentioned before they came out of San Francisco. They originally formed their political punk brigade in 1978. Fun fact, that is also the same year the Sex Pistols broke up. I want to say I could be wrong, but I think they broke up after a concert on the West Coast.
I think so.
I know it was after some American concert, but
I'm gonna square with you. I know nothing about the.
I thought
the
they
punk
like
scene
broke
of
up
the 80s.
halfway through their tour.
yeah, because like it was just like after a concert they fucking broke up. But that's besides the point. I want to say the Kennedys formed like shortly after they broke up. The scene at the time didn't really have a West Coast influence whatsoever. Punk in America was dominated by the Ramones and the East Coast. So basically, like, the bands coming out of like the CBGB scene. The West Coast scene was a bit more political, which I think helped them stand out just in general in the music scene, because a lot, like, not to say the East Coast punk wasn't good, but it was more like just kind of just like misled anger and rebellion, I feel like.
And I feel like that resonated though through the times with people, because like you still like you have a lot
you
of people
still see
nowadays
Ramon shirts at Hot Topic.
Like I feel like they stuck around for not being like a better band, but for being like at the right place, right time, and making the right like music for people to still like kind of like. Because I'm not a huge Ramones fan. Like I don't understand the like hype behind them still.
Yeah,
I couldn't name a single one of their songs off the top of my head. So
I would have to look it up, honestly.
I don't want to say that the Ramones are bad. The Ramones are great. Like, without the Ramones, we wouldn't have the Kennedys and bands like that. But, yeah, I don't know. There's not, like, many Ramones songs that I can think of off the top of my head where I'm just like, yeah.
Blitzkrieg Bop.
Yeah, that's the only one that I can say, like, yeah, it's a, no pun intended, a bop.
I also had to search it and make sure that was them, though.
I just typed in Ramones songs, but I didn't say anything.
I don't know.
No, I literally typed in the song name because I was like, I'm pretty sure they sang this song.
Maybe I'm just not a real punk, man. I don't know.
Then
I'm talking about? We grew up in the age when the punk shirts were between fucking like Naruto shirts and like you could only buy them at Hot Topic. Like I said, between Naruto shirts and other garbage.
It's like Pokemon.
It's even worse now.
Pokemon and
actually on if you guys have ever seen the Hot Ones episode with Henry Rollins of Black
I love
Flag,
Henry Rollins. Yeah, that's
they talk a little bit about the commodification of punk in the modern day. He's just like, yeah, it's kind of inevitable, but whatever.
He's in like Henry Rollins, like quick side note, is like in one of my favorite terrible sequel movies of a horror movie. He's in Wrong Turn 2, and holy fuck, is it a terrible movie, but it is so hilariously funny. Sorry.
Wait, Wrong Turn's the one about... Is Wrong Turn... Not to get off topic, Wrong Turn's the one about the cannibals?
Yeah, the inbred cannibals.
Oh, my fucking shit.
The first one's not that great. The second one, even worse.
Even worse.
Sorry, just a side note.
All right, enough about Henry Rollins and the East Coast. We're going back to the West Coast, baby. Like I said before, the West Coast scene was way more political. Yeah, actually, I thought that was funny while I was like researching. I was like, wow.
Biggie was actually East Coast, I lied to you.
No, but I was like, wow, the fucking rap scene has East and West, and the punk scene has East and West. But
I feel like a lot of like I don't want to know if rap is counterculture, but to some degree it is.
Oh yeah,
was.
Rap was definitely.
It was.
Yeah,
I don't think it is anymore.
And like I feel like there's a lot of split in different countercultures between East and West because they, given they're both huge urban centers for both movements, they're like, well, ours is better.
Now that I think about it, growing up too, and even to this day, there's still like a big East Coast, West Coast skateboard rivalry bullshit.
Yeah, I was going to say that, because I remember seeing stuff about that, but I wasn't sure if that was real.
Yeah,
and then you have the Midwest that just doesn't do anything, and if you want to get famous here, you can't. It's just impossible to get famous in the Midwest, really.
That's not true. There's a lot of people from Indiana who got famous.
Well, but they moved places.
Jello was from Colorado originally.
Oh, okay.
But then he moved.
Okay.
But yeah,
I feel like you have to move to the East or West Coast, though. Like you can't, like correct. you don't like stay in Indiana, become famous in Indiana, and like you know what I mean, or something. Unless you're John Cougar Mellencamp, and then you're just fucking god.
Or Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the band. In 2017, there was an interview with East Bay Ray, the guitarist, and he said on the origin of the name that it was in poor taste, yes, but it was not out of disrespect. He claims it was an homage to the American dream and that the assassinations of the Kennedys, MLK, RFK, another one of the Kennedys, that the American dream was also assassinated. And another fun fact, they actually played their first show as a band on the 15th anniversary of the JFK assassination.
Did they plan that?
I'm sure they
Well, yeah,
did.
considering they played on the X in that Houston street.
Like,
I'm joking.
people got fucking pissed, dude. Oh my god, people were mad. I've seen like newspaper clippings about it.
It was 15 years. Come on.
Apparently, the spot where it happened in Houston is like the worst like traffic area because tourists will just run in and out of the street trying to get pictures.
You can buy mints from that place. You can buy mints from the place at JFK.
You can buy model Carcano rifles, the book repository.
I just love that there's tourists that run out and take pictures of like, hey, this is where a dude got his head blown out. Like,
right? Like what?
Like, fuck, man, come on. Like, that's kind of disrespectful, I feel like. The name of this band, though, is not.
Yeah. Another actually, I just thought about this. It was like a street interview with them from maybe 80, probably like 84, because D.H. Pelegro was in the band. But like somebody was like, the interviewer asked him like, aren't you just using like the death of these guys to like make profits? And then they're just like, well, I mean, if you look at how much money we've actually made, no, you wouldn't say that.
Yeah, here's my tax return.
Yeah. Actually, let's get on to the lineup, because the lineup has had a few changes throughout the years, and by a few, I mean a lot. The original lineup consisted of, now everybody has funny names, by the way. Jello Biafra. I don't know the Jello part of the name, but Biafra has something to do with, I think there was like some Biafra murders or something. I don't know the full story on it, but I should have done my homework a little better.
Got you.
But yeah, he is the vocalist.
East
Bay. Oh, the Biafra Wars. Okay.
Yeah, Nigeria's Biafra War.
Yeah. People are yelling outside my window. I think
I heard that.
Wow. Is there a football game going on or something? Sports ballers, jeez. Then on guitar we had East Bay Ray, which I guess East Bay was like this big thing in San Francisco. Like if you were from San Francisco, you know what that meant. I don't know what it means. Klaus.
I'm trying to remember which side is east, if it's the actual city or if it's Oakland. I don't remember.
Klaus Fluoride was on the bass.
Is that like government putting out fluoride in our water?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Not in Michigan, though.
6025 on the rhythm guitar.
Can I ask what his name is supposed to be?
I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything.
I'm gonna try and find out because I'm amazed by that name.
Yeah, like I kind of have to take a sidebar on this one and like figure this out, because like why?
And last but not least, we can't forget Ted, the drummer. His name was just Ted. No last name.
I was gonna say Kaczynski or
nope, just Ted.
What's the other one? Bundy?
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, if they're all taking like names that they're trying to be.
That's what I'm assuming.
Okay, so I looked up 6025. Number one, his real name's actually kind of cool. Carlos Cadona. Like, that's kind of a cool name. But, so, he dubbed himself 6025 from a clothing inspection ticket. That's it.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's all,
like,
that's all you
is,
need to know.
Like, who? He just like looked inside of his shirt and was like, "Hey, it's my name now." That's
like how
like that's punk.
I feel like a lot of musicians do that, where like I don't know if it's apocryphal, but apparently Elton John just liked the name Elton, and then there was a picture of the Beatles on the wall, and he was like, John.
John. I believe it.
Yeah.
Elton John doesn't seem like that quick-witted. Well, maybe he is that quick-witted. I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. I think that's in an interview, and it was in the again. It might be apocryphal, but Rocket Man, which he had part in. So I don't
know. So going on.
Holy shit! I'm sorry. I'm looking at further down at more of the members, and we got some stuff to get into.
Oh, I'll wait for.
No, keep going. Keep going down here.
Okay. Sorry. So we're gonna get into lineup changes. 1980, we saw Ted being replaced with D.H. Pellegro. I'd go as far to say he's probably one of my favorite drummers in general. He did have a stint in the Red Hot Chili Peppers in 1988.
I mean, I can't remember the guy's name. If your favorite drummer isn't the guy from Rush, you're wrong, but...
Oh, the one-armed guy.
No, that's from
even when he was in his...
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yeah, you're correct, actually. No, the guy from... Dude, Rush has some insane
right.
drum solos. Go on.
Rush is pretty... Okay.
Neil Peart, by the way.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
I gotta know my drummers.
Oh yeah, John plays drums. He knows those things. Brandon Cruz was lead vocals from 01 to 03.
What happened?
We'll get a little bit into that later, because I have a little bit covering that, like in the breakup section. Because yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. This band had a really weird breakup, in my opinion.
Yeah, because I have some questions about it too once we get through this section.
I don't know exactly who to believe.
I like their next vocalist named Jeff Penalty.
Jeff Penalty from 03 to 08. And finally, Ron Greer is the singer from 08 to now.
They're still playing? Yikes. After that many lineup changes, I would be like, all right, let's just call it, boys.
Yeah. Well, I guess to be fair, Ted was only in the band for 2 years, so they pretty much have the entire core of the band besides Jello, and that's who they keep fucking replacing. I don't remember.
And so my question is, with Jello in that interview you sent us, he pretty much said that they fucked him over and sued him out of being in the band, pretty much, right? Because they wanted to use the songs in advertisements and shit.
Yeah. Apparently 6025 was only in the band for a year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I was going to say I can't think of any. It's okay, yeah. Because most of the time they're a quartet. You're correct. I forgot to mention that.
Nice.
Maybe that's why I probably don't know anything about him, because he was only there for a little bit.
Yeah, his Wikipedia page has his last appearance was in 79, and then something about he did an interview during the wildfires in 2018. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Interesting.
He got lost in the that thing at the dry cleaners. The little thing
happens to the best of us,
Yeah, he just got hung up. Damn. And he just was there for fucking 30 years.
The problem was everybody in the band spent all their money on records, and they couldn't afford to pick up the dry cleaning.
They just left him there.
They just left him there. They're like, "Oh, sorry, bud. Punk is as punk does,
It's like those. I don't remember what it was in, but it's like those fake stories about kids growing up in amusement parks because their families forget them there, or leave them there on purpose.
Yeah, I'm 60-25. I spent 10 years down the road at the dry cleaners. My band's famous. They've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm just getting wrinkles. So I guess if you want, we can talk about a couple specific songs. Just the music in general and a couple specific songs, because there's a lot to choose from, but I tried to pick a couple that I thought were like the embodiment of the Kennedys. So from 1980 to 86, the band had 4 studio albums released. And then in 87, there was a compilation album that came out that was like pretty much a greatest hits album. So I feel like that's a pretty good place to start for anybody who hasn't listened to the Kennedys yet. It's called Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death, I believe. But in 1980, they released their first studio album, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. After that, we had Plastic Surgery Disasters in 1982, Frankenchrist in 1985, and finally Bedtime for Democracy in 1986.
My favorite... Oh, sorry.
Oh, and I was just going to mention, they also had one EP being In God We Trust, Inc., which came out in 81.
My favorite part of some of these is they could just genuinely be like B-movie titles as well.
Yeah. Frankenchrist especially stands out to me.
Frankenchrist stands out. Plastic Surgery Disasters sounds like a kind of like reality TV show you'd see.
Yeah.
Bedtime for Democracy is like a
war movie.
Like an 80s like war action movie. In God We Trust Inc. is like a Christian, like, you know, like God Is Not Dead. Those people who make those movies, they make that.
Yeah, like the Passion of the Christ.
I can't remember there's like a group that like funds like the God Is Not Dead movies, and I can't remember what they're.
Hey man, Passion of the Christ 2 is coming out pretty soon, so.
No, there's a whole streaming service that is dedicated to just Christian TV shows and movies.
We should do a review on it.
I've watched...
We should just sit down, put a camera on us, and just fucking review it for like a day. We'll do it in like a 3 or 4 part episodes that we'll put out.
I mean, I'd be down, but...
At the end of it, I will completely be an atheist. I will have lost all of my faith in God.
I feel like we would have 0
I'll have
Christian
listeners. I'll have regained my faith and like shaved my head to look like a 14th century like monk.
I'd be down for it. I want to see Monk Tim.
Dude, Monk Tim would be awesome.
I'm gonna go retreat into the hills and just like draw illuminated manuscripts for the rest of my life.
Can you wear like an Avatar: The Last Airbender like monk get up?
Oh, I'm not like a Buddhist monk. I'm talking like a Protestant monk,
like a friar.
Yeah.
Oh, those aren't cool.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the point. Duh.
Because, like, okay, I gotta... How the fuck do I spell things?
Spell F-R-I-A-R?
No, stop. Okay,
what
if you're doing a Protestant monk, you have to, like, shave just the top of your head.
Just the top of my head, and then, like, the sides, so I just have that ring. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like a negative bowl cut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on board again. You guys have converted me back to your cause.
That'll be like the goal if we actually sit through the entire thing. I'll just do that. I'll probably be drunk enough by the end to do it, so...
Oh, we can make a drinking game out of it.
Only 2 of us drink, so...
Well, I don't really drink anymore either, but... I mean, we could do other stuff. We all have our special...
I don't know what you're talking about. Every album is pretty unique.
So, every album cover, I should say, is pretty unique. Jello said multiple times that they would go out of their way to make something that would catch the eyes as an album cover. The main reason he did this was because he said when he was a kid, that was like a big deciding factor for when you would buy records, because like you wouldn't have any money, and back in the day obviously you couldn't just like go on a streaming service and give an album a test run before you buy the vinyl, so you had to really make your purchases count, and you would just have to guess as to what you think you would like. So that's kind of what they tried to do, was make something that was eye-catching, and people have literally told him before, like, we were so disgusted by this album cover that we were like, what the fuck is this? Like, we have to listen to this. And then they ended up liking the album and stuff. Personally, I like the In God We Trust Inc. album, which had to be different in America than overseas. It has Jesus on a crucifix, and the crucifix is made out of like a dollar bill. And I guess they had to make the dollar bill shorter in the America version, because like they would have gotten hit with like some kind of counterfeit law.
Oh fuck.
Or something crazy like that. Like Jello explained that in another interview.
So if I go to another country and get the album and then come here, you're telling me that someone might be stupid enough to actually let me buy something with that?
I'd hope not.
It's America.
I think it was like, it had something to do with like how the barcode was on like, the dollar
it's like
bill
stupid.
itself. It's some weird funky law, but they had to do that to not get fucked over, which I think that is a really fun fact. I would have never known that. So if anybody's got a European pressing of In God We Trust Inc., I would love to see it.
Yeah, if people have them, send them our way.
Dude,
hit us up in our email, and we'll give you somewhere to send it to, and we'll take it, and we'll post it on Instagram.
I always go to used record stores trying to find Kennedy's stuff, but it's not easy. Where was I at now? Sorry. I don't know if I could really tell you which of their albums is my favorite. I know I've listened to Fresh Fruit the most, but I don't know. Each album has like a little bit of a different thing to it that I like more than another album or stuff like that. So I can't pick a favorite album, but I can say, yeah, definitely Fresh Fruit is the most listened to one for me.
Hell yeah.
I guess, yeah. I don't think you guys have listened to full, like, have you sat down with
I listened to the playlist you sent us.
Oh, okay.
I listened to someone's playlist on YouTube that they were like, this is the best of the dead Kennedys. And I was like, I'll just take their word for it. It's the top playlist on search.
All right. Well, I guess let's just get into the songs that I sent you guys. How about that? I recommend going, like, at the listener at home. I do recommend, like, going onto, like, Genius or something like that and, like, really taking a deep dive on some of the lyrics.
I was going to say, watching the Cardi B Genius videos. Yeah, those are pretty good.
Those are pretty good, dude. There's a lot of that in a lot of these songs. Like, for example, Holiday in Cambodia. It's definitely their most popular song, if I'm not mistaken.
And according to Jello, that's what started their lawsuit that the band broke up about, or why he left.
Yeah. Yep. I guess the other band members actually really didn't like this song either, which is funny, but I guess...
He wrote most of the songs, though, so...
Yeah.
They could have wrote some of them.
Essentially, this is a song about yuppie college liberals who think they, like, got the world figured out. It's also a statement on the Khmer Rouge and Pol Pot. Fluoride's bass line in this song is chef's kiss. That's really fucking good. Let me see some specific lyrics that I didn't write down for some reason, but I'll just pull the lyrics up because I know exactly what I want to talk about.
Well, there's the part where he says Pol Pot like 3 times.
Pol Pot.
How much of that can we sing before we get fucked?
So long as there's not a rhythm and we're just saying lyrics, we're fine.
Pour pot. Okay.
So right at the beginning, it starts off. So you've been to school for a year or two, and you know you've seen it all in daddy's car, thinking you'll go far. Back east, your type don't crawl. Playing ethnic-y jazz to parade your snaz on your $5,000 stereo. He's basically talking about, like, you know, these people think that they know the plight of people overseas and people who are actually, like, struggling. Life is actually hard for them. He's just making fun of the people who are like, yeah, I get it, man. You know, I understand their struggle.
Oh, so it's good to know there were fake woke people in the 80s, too.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. This is essentially just a song. The beginning is against just the fake woke people of the day. Essentially. Yuppies, as they were called. They actually have a Dr. Seuss reference in this song, too, which I thought was funny. You're a starbelly sneech. You suck like a leech. The Sneeches were in a Dr. Seuss book.
The Starbelly Sneeches.
Yeah, so, and the whole thing about the Starbelly Sneeches is that it's
an allegory for racism.
Yeah, yep.
And, well, it's racism and classism, I mean, which is kind of the same thing to some degree, but...
Yeah, so, like I said before, there's a lot to unpack in the lyrics. That's a couple of them. I don't think this song is, like, as much as a unpacker as others. I feel like this is pretty straightforward, and I don't understand why people would want it in their, like, advertisements. But we'll get into that later.
Okay.
So I also, well, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to add on that song? I don't know if there's anything else you picked up that
I think it's because this is one of the ones that was, like, you know, obviously one of the front of the lists of everything. And yeah, I think it was just, you pretty much covered what it's about. Just, like, fake woke college kids of the day being like, yeah, I get the plight of the Cambodian people, like...
I get it. So, we'll go to the next one then. I Fought the Law is a song that could not apply to current day America whatsoever.
Neither could Police Truck, absolutely not.
I wanted to add Police Truck to the list, but I was
like... We can talk about it later, because I've listened to it...
Okay. I was like, I don't know
extensively while playing Tony Hawk.
Okay, cool. So, here's a few lyrical snippets. You can decide on what the song's about, and you can decide if I was being sarcastic just there or not. First snippet, I needed sex, and I got mine. I fought the law, and I won. Fun fact, well, this really isn't a fun fact at all. It was not until 2003 that Congress passed the Prison Rape Elimination Act, which still doesn't apply to detainees. Piece together what you will there. I think you guys know what I'm saying. The law don't mean shit if you got the right friends. That's how this country's run. I blew George and Harvey's brains out with my 6-gun. Harvey Milk was the first openly gay politician in America. There was a documentary about him that came out when we were kids, actually. I think it was just called Milk.
Yeah, it was a biopic.
Which, I just want to point out that to the people who are like, kids can't be introduced to homosexuality, it's bad for them. I had no problem grasping the fact that he was gay when I was a child. What blew my mind was the fact that his last name was Milk.
Same?
Like, I don't...
Actually?
I'm pretty sure kids can, I think the kids are alright if they know that people of the same gender can love each other, but...
We live in America, buddy. It's gotta be boys and girls only!
Fuck! So
this episode's gonna have so many snippets of me just being like saying things sarcastically.
Satirical.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're being satirical. This band was a master of satire.
Yeah.
So it works out.
Hopefully no one takes snippets. I don't think anyone hates me enough to use them against me, but maybe.
You never know. So Harvey and George Moscone were both assassinated by Dan White, and the song is actually from the perspective of Dan White. You can get away with murder if you got a badge. I am the law, so I won. It's all my lyrical snippets from that song. Like I said,
I have some fun ones from Police Truck since it's kind of in the same vein.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let me. Oh, this one's fun. This is right out of the gate. We're going downtown, gonna beat up drunks. Your turn to drive. I'll bring the beer.
Yeah, I got an evening shift. No one to fear. What else is in there? Let me pull up the lyrics.
There's. I'm not gonna read all of it, but there's part about how they're gonna drag a prostitute off the street and rape her, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. The left newspapers might whine a bit, but the guy at the station, they don't give a shit. Dispatch calls, are you doing something wicked? No siree, Jack, just giving tickets.
So yeah, they were singing about police brutality in the 80s, so let's just...
Yeah,
things haven't changed.
That doesn't happen anymore today.
No, you don't hear things about people in back of police cars getting sexually assaulted, ever.
Or people getting murdered for no reason, just because they were there.
For historical context, a lot of these songs came out shortly after the Rodney King.
Oh, so the LA riots?
Yeah, situation happened. So if you needed any backstory, there you go. So we're gonna move, I guess, a little away from the super political side of the Kennedys, and we'll talk about Pull My Strings. It is I think, hilarious commentary on the state of music industry. It's kind of a parody of My Sharona, but instead of saying Sharona, they are saying My Payola, which is the act of paying radio stations to get more music, or get your music to get more plays for more exposure. And
no, that doesn't happen. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Some of my favorite lyrics: "Is my cock big enough? Is my brain small enough for you to make me a star?" Always fucking makes me laugh. I really like the opening lines. I'm tired of self-respect. I can't afford a car. I want to be a prefab superstar, which is essentially just like nowadays you would call a prefab superstar an industry plant. So somebody who's just made by a music label to sell records and stuff like that.
I like the part that says, "And when I'm rich and meet Bob Hope, we'll shoot some golf and shoot some dope." Fuck.
Oh, at the very beginning of the song too, he does this little like intro. He's like, "We're not a punk band anymore. We've grown up. We're a new wave band." Because that was the new wave takeover was happening around that time too. Which I don't hate all of the new wave, but there's a lot of it that did fucking blow. All right, well,
I'm just like in a deep dive on Bob Hope now, and I found an article. Bob Hope's sex machine often cheated during his 69-year marriage.
Nice. For two reasons.
Not nice the cheating part, but the 69
Oh
years.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think Bob Hope's sex machine is a great headline though.
Yeah, it's just Bob Hope's sex machine. Anyways, sorry.
So we're moving away from political and then back into political.
Right back into political. We have California. What the fuck? Who am I? California Uber Alles.
Yeah, California.
/ We've Got a Bigger Problem Now. We've Got a Bigger Problem Now being the sequel to the song, I guess, if you want to call it that. So these are both songs about California governors, one of which I'm not a fan of, and the other I am really not a fan of. California Uber Alles is the first song that came out. It was about the then governor, Jerry Brown. He was a Democrat. The title of the song is a play on Deutschland über alles, a German nationalist slogan that meant Germany above all else and had heavy ties to Nazism. In this version of the song, Jello paints a picture of Jerry Brown becoming president and instilling this hippie fascist regime. Very goofy. He later admitted it was just like some stupid conspiracy theory he had that didn't come true.
Yet.
You have, in the song, he talks about the suede denim secret police coming to steal your uncool niece.
I forgot about that line.
But in the follow-up song, which is the same song just with different lyrics, and the intro is really jazzy, We've Got a Bigger Problem Now is about Ronald Reagan.
Come on, man. Best president ever.
I hate Ronald Reagan.
Ask any of our parents who the best
passion.
president ever is.
I still really like that picture that I replied to Quentin on Twitter with. It's the picture. It's like one of the promo arts from the Doom 2016 or Doom 2019 game. And it's like me when I get to hell. Where's Ronald Reagan?
I do like stand by that statement though. Like I feel like if you ask any of our like parents and stuff like who some of the best presidents were, a lot of them would say Ronald Reagan.
See, my dad used to say that, but I think after the years and years of me shit talking Ronald Reagan, he's finally like conceded that maybe Reagan did suck.
Well, I don't think they really. I feel like it was something that they were fed, that Ronald Reagan was like this great president, and like weren't really actually. I don't know.
Do you want me to make a hot take right now that might make a lot of people mad?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
It's the same thing with our generation and Obama, where we're told he was like this great president, like spoon-fed all this shit, but then you like look into shit and you're like, oh, drone strikes, didn't do anything to end any of the Republican era shit from Bush.
Yeah, that's a fair point, honestly.
Like, what did, as I've grown older, because I just hate every president though.
Yeah, because like you look at like our parents generally in our generation were born around the 70s and like or in the 70s at some point, and Ronald Reagan, his presidential term was from 81 to 89 when I just looked it up. So they were kids, just like we were kids when Obama and when Bush.
Exactly.
And even when
Can we
Bush
talk about how
was.
this motherfucker was just a cowboy star and they were like, make him governor?
Now make him president.
I mean, I can't really talk because they did make Mr. I Smoke Stogies in front of my wife governor of California too, so.
Her dad actually got me on stogies.
What's she going to say? Her dad's wrong? Her dad can never be wrong.
I mean,
I'm a fucking stud.
Our president now used to fire people on TV, so...
I didn't put it in here, but Jello had a band called the Melvins where they did a version of California Uber Alles about Schwarzenegger, and it goes, I am Governor Schwarzenegger, one day soon I'll be dictator when I'm president. There's also one other version, but I forget how it goes.
Arnold's from Austria, isn't he?
Yeah, so
and that's the most racist country in the world, isn't it? Or supposedly, like.
Oh, is that a real statistic? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's like an actual statistic of. Like, I'm not being like stupid.
No.
Like, I think that's an actual statistic that's like one of the most
Japan's
racist
pretty
countries.
bad too, but
I was gonna say, I feel like every country's had like
most-
a
every
themselves.
every country that had
Most-
every country that had until like I mean America is too. I was gonna say.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, I feel like every country has it, but hold on. Okay, fascinating map of the world's most and least.
So, I was just trying to revamp while you were looking that up. Yeah, I mean, I thought, to be fair, I guess I didn't catch the part about Jerry Brown in the original California Uber Alles, but I just thought it was all about Reagan, to be honest. I guess that's my bias coming through.
Well, yeah, that song actually came out before Reagan took office.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. So that's why they actually here. I've got a couple lines from "We've Got a Bigger Problem Now" that I think are funny. We have "I am Emperor Ronald Reagan, born again with fascist cravings. Still, you make me president." This was kind of a play on the fact that he was a born again Republican and born again Christian. Because originally Ronald Reagan was a Democrat. Fun fact.
Do you think Reagan like secretly smoked doinks in the Oval Office while heading the war on drugs?
Probably, dude. I mean, like, I feel like that's like a pretty common thing, dude.
Smoking stoves or what?
Just
Not
like
doinks.
people in power.
Oh, you people in power being hypocrites and
Yeah.
crusading gets a thing that they're secretly into? Yeah, I wonder what fucking party would do that. Definitely not the ones that get caught. There's nothing wrong with what that guy got caught doing in the airport. Just do it in your own home.
This map says that Austria is not that.
You know what I'm talking
Maybe
about
this is
with
not
that, right?
No.
There was I think it was in an airport. There was a Republican congressman or senator or some state senator somewhere got caught getting a blowjob from another man in a bathroom in an airport.
I remember hearing about this, but I don't remember the specifics.
And I'm pretty sure he was one of those like staunch like anti-gay, pray the gay away Republicans.
Oh yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
I don't remember who it was.
Carly's gonna look at her search history and be like, "What the fuck is your problem?" Because I'm looking up this story right now.
Real quick, so the part where I didn't talk about it, but in California Uber Alles, they talk about meditating in school as part of like the hippie liberal fascist regime, and we've got a bigger problem now. It's human rights will soon go away. I am now your Shah today. Now I command all of you. Now you're going to pray in school. I'll make sure they're Christian too. Shah is like a king or something, like a Persian.
Shah? Yeah, it's a...
Right? Like a Persian king or something.
Yeah, it's like a Persian king.
So it's like he's above president. And he's instilling a Christian, whatever you want to call it, regime, which, I mean, I don't know.
What's the joke about Sharia law, but they make it about Christians? I can't remember I don't remember. Shakira law is a good one. I love that.
Law. But yeah, I'm like, I don't know how
Shakira.
far off he was that time. I also was going to talk about soup is good food, but turns out I forgot to write about it. So,
oh, you dumbass!
I mean, we can talk about my favorite Kennedy song real quick, since we're kind of at the end here.
Yeah.
My favorite song, Nazi Punks, Fuck Off.
Fuck yeah!
I don't know why I didn't have it in here. Yeah,
which is just about the
it's kind of
neo-Nazis being part of the punk movement.
Yeah,
or trying to be part of the punk movement.
Basically, there's a skinhead punk scene, unfortunately. It's very, like I said, not great.
Yeah.
But some of the lyrics that I like from that song, you ain't hardcore because you spike your hair when a jock still lives inside your head. Nazi punks, fuck off. If you've come to fight, get out of here. You ain't no better than the bouncers. We ain't trying to be police. When you ape the cops, it ain't anarchy. 10 guys jump one. What a man. You fight each other. The police state wins. Stab your backs when you trash our halls, trash a bank if you got real balls.
The line that comes directly after that is one of my favorites. You still think swastikas look cool? The real Nazis run your schools. They're coaches, businessmen, and cops, and a real Fourth Reich. You'd be the first to go.
Yeah, that's a line that I like to bring up to people a lot. It's like you fucking, I don't know. First off, you're siding with a losing side. Like, why the fuck?
They just like an underdog story. Come on.
I guess
that's why people still say the South will rise again.
I guess, dude. It's just like fuck.
That makes me so mad.
Stupid.
Dude,
I get
South thing
so,
or both, honestly.
I get so angry whenever I see like a Confederate flag on the back of a truck.
I obviously haven't told you. Have you guys watched The Boys?
I want to. I haven't gotten around to it. It's on Prime, right?
Yeah, the second season just came out.
Yeah.
There's a superhero in that called Homelander, and he's like this super patriotic, like Superman. If Superman was a patriotic sellout,
then he's a piece of shit.
And there's an episode where they go to South Carolina or North Carolina, and there's a shot of this barn, and on the side of it, it's a mural of Homelander, but his cape, instead of being an American flag, is a Confederate flag, and I fucking lost it. I was like, that's too real.
Yeah, that would happen.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I just discovered that when Nazi Punk's Fuck Off first was released as a single, it came with a white armband with a swastika with like a red circle cross, like X out.
Yes, I would wear that.
Dead Kennedys, and I really want one, but I know that it's probably worth a bunch of money nowadays because people are fucking stupid, and I hate them.
Another the real reason I really got into learning about this band a couple years ago, I kind of got into them because of I watched Green Room. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I have not.
It's a movie about a punk band, and they get a gig at a skinhead club.
Oh.
And the last song of their set, the guy was like, "Do you want to do this?"
Dude.
And they go, and he just starts doing Nazi Punk's Fuck Off, and I was like, holy fuck.
Oh, you're talking about Green Room, right?
Yeah.
I spaced off for a second because I found an armband that's close to what Quentin wants. But yes, that movie, when they started singing that, I lost my shit. I thought that was so good.
And all the skinheads are like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, this is alright. It's like,
Yeah. See, that's one of the things about the Dead Kennedys is a lot of their songs are so satirical that I think the people that are getting made fun of don't realize they're getting made fun of.
It's kind of like
that's true with a lot of
SNL.
satire because people are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Especially neo-Nazis.
Nazis.
Well, neo-Nazis think they're better than everyone else no matter what. So, if there's a song about them, even if it's negative, they still see it as a good thing. You know what I mean? Bad publicity is good publicity. It's still attraction, and, they still have their name out there. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
See, I think the reason a lot of the, shall we say, poor white folks in America, fascism and Nazis, is because they identify with Hitler because they're also addicted to methamphetamine.
I never thought about it like that, but goddammit, you got a point.
Yeah.
You got a point.
Meth just opens people's minds to being like, you know what? Let's go kill a Jew.
I mean, isn't there the whole thing that...
fuck.
They were, towards the end of the war, they were basically feeding soldiers amphetamine to keep them, awake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blitzkrieg was, literally, a cocaine and meth-induced pipe dream. They literally just kept giving them drugs to stay awake. They were so fucked. They're, all those guys were going to die no matter what. Even if, whatever happened, at the end of the day, they were going to die because they're, not eating, not sleeping, all fucking hopped up on drugs.
Wow, what a shame that Hitler just took the steps and just fucking capped himself. Who gives a shit?
No, man, he's still alive.
Dude, I hate that theory.
In Cuba.
I talked about that on the show
there's
about
a
how much
guy-
I hate the fucking Hitler's alive theory.
There's a guy that like claims he's Hitler, and his wife literally like came out and she's like, he's got Alzheimer's, and
God.
and she was like, and I'm pretty sure he was a Nazi at one point, but he's not Hitler.
Pretty sure he was a Nazi at one point. Still married to him.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ranted about it on here, but I fucking hate the Hitler truthers who are like, he fled to Austria, only a strategic genius of his caliber. And it's like, no. The dude was a fucking drug addict who was like 60 years old.
So many fucking Nazis did that, though. Like, he wasn't this intelligent fucking dude that's like, oh, maybe I'll go away. Like, there's just, everyone was like, let's get the fuck out of here. And he was like,
exactly.
let me blow my brains out and get out of here.
It's almost like they were rats in a drowning ship.
Yeah.
Ooh, what a strategic genius to try and get out.
Like, even if he did get out, he's not smart for doing it. Like, he just followed everyone else. But
it just feels so weird that they're like putting him on this pedestal of like, ooh.
Once again, how did they glorify the losing side? Like, he's a strategic genius.
Exactly. Watch the History Channel. I don't fucking know.
Why did he lose then?
I don't understand, because, like, okay. So, like, you know the old phrase that, like, oh, winners write history books, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand Nazis, because, like, in our day, people look back at, like, Hitler being this, like, fucking genius, and it's like, he lost. Like, he should be this.
Also, he was just like a stooge. He was a stooge put up on a podium by people because he could speak well. Towards the beginning of his career,
he should be.
And they were like, "This is the figurehead we need."
He should be remembered like Napoleon is, like being this short little fuck when like Napoleon actually wasn't. Like he was a normal sized person, but he lost. And if there was so much shit propaganda against him, making him look like a shitty person. Like, I don't get why Hitler's not also thought that way.
The History Channel has a legitimate fetish for Nazis. I'm not like
Aliens
they don't. Maybe they don't
Nazis.
anymore. Maybe they don't anymore. But like in the early 2000s, like they had such a fetish for them, like Nazi super weapons that only geniuses could have thunk of.
Nazi Antarctic bases that only superhuman intellects could conceive.
Where they convened with the occult because only they thought about it. And it's like don't
get me wrong. Like, I enjoy like a good like Nazi movie that like Inglourious Bastards or Overlord, but at the end of the day, those movies, the Nazis don't win. Or if they do win, they go through, like, the protagonists go through fucking hell to make sure that they're taking down as many as they can. But, like, glorifying them is never made in the things I like about, like, World War II and stuff. Like, I don't understand why the History Channel does it.
In the words of the great MC Ride from Death Grips, fuck a Nazi.
Dude, seriously. We could go on a rant for like another 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else you have to say about the dead Kennedys, but I could keep going.
Yeah, here. Well, we'll wrap it up. I guess we got to cover the splitting up of the band because it's also a somewhat interesting little story. So they split up in '86 originally. And like I said, there's some different stories being told from different band members. So the breakdown is that Jello owned Alternative Tentacles, which is the label that put out the Kennedys records in America. They actually had a different person do their UK releases, and all of their UK releases were at least silver on the charts, but I don't think they ever charted on the US charts.
Yeah, because all the fucking Nazis are here.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, that and the UK punk scene was huge too.
Yeah. That's true. That's probably more what had to do with it, but
yeah. So Jello he owned Alternative Tentacles. Like I said, allegedly the prices of the albums had gone up in retailers, but the band was not receiving more money in royalties. And I guess there was like this and other arguments going on, and that's what everybody else is claiming, like ruined the band and like what made them decide to stop. Jello claims that was an accounting error, and things were already being done to like reimburse everybody. And what really happened was I guess they were approached by Levi's, who wanted to use Holiday in Cambodia for an advertisement.
Fuck yeah.
And Jello said Jello didn't want to do it.
I don't see... Here's a way to advertise our jeans. A song about a genocide.
No,
Right?
it
That's what I'm
was...
saying.
Hold on. Because I just had it pulled up. It was...
You can tell me it's not Levi Strauss Blue Jean Company?
No, it is, but it was for
Was
a
it a different
specific...
song?
It was no, it was the same song. Like everything you said
Okay.
was right. But it was like a specific brand of Levi Dockers. So it wasn't just Levi Blue Jeans. It was Levi Dockers, which is their dress pants. I'm almost positive.
What the fuck? So it's even worse because it's just like fucking...
None of it makes any sense.
I'm just trying to add to the confusion here because the song, like you just went over, the meaning of the song was like these fucking privileged white kids and stuff, and that's who's going to be wearing these pants, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be on their daddy's yachts being like, yes.
I love your Dockers and your Sperry's.
Maybe I do want to go to Cambodia.
Christ. What
Yeah,
the...
so
I've seen
love
some
that
weird
we're
brand
so,
deals,
like...
but this is...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was in the middle of drinking, so I couldn't say no. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say that, like, I love that we're so, like, all three of us are, like, low middle class, like, upbringings, like, somewhere in that area, and, like, our voices for privileged people are just ridiculous.
I just use generic Disney Channel, like, privileged kid voices.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
My father's yacht.
Oh, fuck.
So, yeah, I don't
My
know.
father has an
Jell-O-
appointment with Jeffrey next weekend. You know the one.
Oh. Jello said that doing that would have been selling out, yada yada, the whole
Yeah, they're
against the whole
punks,
punk
so.
ethos. And I guess he would have been the person in charge, seeing as he was the one who owned the label, so like he would have the rights to the songs.
Well,
right?
yeah, like
Because-
if they did...
Yes?
If they did
The
this
artist,
release
yeah.
in the UK and like Levi's wanted to use it on the UK, it could be a different story. But if he was, if he owned the company in America,
Yeah,
I
if
would
he- if they
assume
didn't
that
have,
he
like-
would have the say at the end of the day, or his.
If the rest of the band didn't have any kind of equity, I would assume he had final say regardless, since he was
Yeah.
the head of the record label in America.
Yeah, so he claims this is what made the band break up. They just used all of like the other stuff as like
leverage.
fuel. Yeah, but like I said, I don't know who to believe. He claims that things were being taken care of. Like he said it was just like an accounting issue, which I mean I could see happening in like a punk record label. I'm sure accidents happen, but I don't know, but at the same time, it's like...
sometimes accidents happen. You have the 2008 housing crisis.
I mean, but like I'm looking at like the numbers, and the accounting error was 75,000, and that he ended up having to pay almost 220,000.
Yeah,
because he had to do 200K and then $20,000 in punitive damages. It's like, guys, like now you're kind of just raping him.
milking
like,
the sacred cow.
Yeah, like It's like, okay, he didn't pay you in the royalties. You whistle blew him, and they could have probably handled this outside of court.
Can we not use that term for something?
About what, whistleblowing?
Whistleblowers are brave people, and they should not be discouraged.
I'm sorry, that's what Wikipedia called it. So, like, I just, like, literally read a sentence. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
But yeah,
Except for the WikiLeaks guy, he's kind of a douche.
Yeah, no, he is a douche.
That was definitely one point that made me kind of be like, wait a second. Yeah, because, yeah, he literally paid, like, 3 times more or something.
Yeah, like, I understand if you have to get lawyers involved, there's going to be a fee there. Like, it's obviously going to be more than $75,000, but, like, it's not going to be almost triple the amount of money.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I guess people can make their minds about what they think of the breakup. Like I said, the rest of the band still performs to this day. Well, I don't know about to this day.
But they haven't broken up.
But they haven't broken up, yes. Biafra has had solo ventures and other bands. I highly recommend his solo stuff. There's a pretty funny song, Love Me, I'm a Liberal. Fucking hilarious. And then he has another song where he basically does like a classic country rock song called Are You Drinking With Me, Jesus? Another top-notch piece
like,
of work.
is it like got a southern twang to it kind of like thing? Oh, okay.
No, it's like a legitimate like
country song,
country rock song.
Okay,
like
okay,
it's like Joe Exotic's album.
Yeah, but
hell yeah,
better.
How can you get
not
better
trash.
than that? Joe Exotic is just
multiple ways.
Okay, just because this got brought up. Did you hear that they're gonna do a dramatization of the Joe Exotic
playing him?
Yes. Have you heard, Quentin?
Fuck yeah.
No, wait, what?
Okay, they're doing a dramatization of like Joe Exotic's life and like his TV series thing, like if you can even fucking call it that. But I want you to take a guess, and I'll even give you 3 guesses on what actor you think is going to be playing Joe Exotic.
Shia LaBeouf.
No.
The Rock.
No,
I'm giving you one
first
hint.
one was
Think closer
closer
to things I enjoy.
Yeah.
David Spade.
No,
that was 3. I don't know. Tim, do you want to tell him?
I'll give you one more, Quinn. I used to carry a DVD starring this actor around.
No.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nicolas Cage is playing Joe Exotic.
Supposedly,
yes,
it's
sir.
happening. It got greenlit by Netflix.
What the fuck? Wow. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is just doing some weird shit. He's been in such good indie films lately, and now he's doing like a movie about his life where he's playing himself but not playing himself, and then he's doing the Joe Exotic thing. Like, he's like backpedaling hard.
Have you seen that movie where it's about him playing a trucker who fucks
that
single
was
mother
bad.
And her daughter?
No, that was really like In Between Worlds, right? Isn't that what yeah, that was bad. That was really bad.
Where it's just like
it's him fucking for
it's
2.5
just him
hours.
fucking for 2.5 hours. It's it's so but there's like one good gag in that movie. There's one good gag in that movie where she's like, "You're like she finds out that he's been sleeping with her daughter, the quote unquote daughter. You're disgusting. And he's standing there like naked in his underwear. He's like, "Why would you say that?" And it pans down. It's just like his schlubby like 40-something-year-old. I don't know if he's 40. I think he's probably in his 50s. His like schlubby 50-year-old body, like
he walks around
just in his underwear.
He walks around, no joke, for like 15 minutes of the runtime with his dick just out. Like, just walks around outside, inside. It's ridiculous.
But it's always, like, back shots, so you never actually see his cock. And it's amazing.
Do you think that, like, wasn't even in the movie and he, like, really pushed for it? Like, he's like, hey, guys, I have an idea. Shots.
I feel like he had some say.
Dude, I
in the
always
sex
forget
scenes.
that he's related to Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh my god. Nicolas Cage, his real name is like...
Something Coppola.
Let me see.
I can't
It's
remember.
Nicolas Kim Coppola. So he's related to Francis Ford Coppola, the guy who directed The Godfather.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's also was married to Elvis's granddaughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just because he loved Elvis. But she didn't know that. And then she divorced him when she found out.
He
That
also
is literally fucking mental.
Yeah.
He also used to own a first edition copy of the first Superman comic.
Yep. And that's worth like a couple $1 million. And he bought it for that.
My favorite thing is that he bought a full dinosaur fossil and then had to return it because it turns out that it was illegally sold to him.
Yeah. But he didn't get any of his money back.
Yeah.
Oh.
He technically had to donate it back to like a museum.
That's why he was in so much that's why he does so many movies, because he has such bad financial trouble.
Yeah.
But he'll say it's for the craft.
As bad as his movies have been since like Ghost Rider till recently, I would definitely recommend watching like Color Out of Space and Mom and Dad. Because
dude, I watched is he in Color Out of Space, or are you talking about Mandy?
Well, he's in Mandy too. Mandy's good too. He's in
I know he's in Color Out of Space.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that.
It's good. He's like actually pretty deep.
I've heard it's good. I haven't watched it. I didn't know he's in it.
Yep. Mandy's really good too. I kind of forgot about that.
I didn't talk about it on the podcast, but I watched a Nicolas Cage movie, and I can't remember the title of it for the life of me. But he's basically playing a shitty John Wick who can't go to... He has terminal... What's the disease where you can't fall asleep? Insomnia.
Yeah.
He has terminal insomnia. It is, yeah, it is. And he has it, and he gets out of prison for taking... Because he took the heat for this mob boss. And he gets out of prison, and he's pretty much shitty John Wick taking revenge. And it turns out his son was a drug addict, and that's the big twist of the movie, and I don't care about spoiling it.
Is that
his son's been a ghost? His son's been a ghost the whole time. Yeah, Score to Settle. That's it.
Yo, I want some Ghost Kush.
That's kind of okay. So now he's been in 2 movies where, because I remember the trailer and stuff for this, 2 movies where it has been so mismarketed, because In Between Worlds was very mismarketed as well. It was supposed to be it was marketed as he was going in and out of this heaven, hell, purgatory shit, and it was not like that.
Oh, A Score to Settle also has the signature Nick Cage sex scene where he's just getting his dick rode in a car, and that's all you just see her back, and that's it.
I'd prefer that than whatever the fuck they did in
Nick Cage's idea of dirty talk. In Between Worlds.
In Between Worlds, where he's just behind her, just oh god, we're off on a tangent again.
Dirty talk. That's good. I mean, we're almost at the end here, so
yeah, that's true.
Well, we're actually at the end, because Quentin said stuff about the solo work, and then we're just at opinions and ideas, so we can just go to that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, like I said earlier, I strongly feel like this is one of the most important bands to come out of the punk scene. I think they pushed the genre to its limits. I think they redefined it. I understand that it's something that not everybody is going to like. But I think that if you don't like the sound, you should at least still take some time to sit down with the lyrical content and dissect some stuff, because like I said, you can definitely learn a lot from these songs, which is really weird. I don't think most people think that when you sit down to listen to a punk album, you're going to get a lesson on foreign relations.
See, that's why I listen to post-punk, so all I get is a lesson on breakups and how to be sad.
Yeah. There are still some good post-punk bands, but yeah, that's what most of the genre is.
I mean, my favorite quote-unquote post-punk band that transformed into just an alternative band the Arctic Monkeys,
Oh yeah.
and then
I feel
transformed
like-
into lounge
ahead.
pop, which is still a good album. It's a different sound, but
I feel like a
What?
lot of like post pop, like punk, like bands just went to alternative. I mean,
because it was easier and
that's
more
what, like-
profitable at that point.
nowadays, if you went out on the street and you were like, "Hey, you know, what's a punk band you remember?" People are gonna be like, Green Day,
Blink 182.
Blink 182, and don't get me wrong, I listened to them a lot when I was younger, and like I still love Green Day for the nostalgia, but like
I
they're
feel
not.
like people's answers would just be the set list of Tony Hawk's Underground or Tony Hawk's Pro Skater or
Yeah.
Minus
I
the
mean, that
Dead
was my
Kennedys.
introduction to the punk scene for sure.
Me too, kinda.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I mean, as a child, I did not comprehend what I was really
No,
listening
absolutely
to.
not. You were just like, this is catchy.
No, it's over your head at that point. Well,
Yeah,
my only
It's-
opinion
it's just what I
really,
got.
my only opinion on this was that I really didn't have too much of an opinion or anything that I really remembered about them much besides them being in Tony Hawk's Underground 2. And I would play California Uber Alice all the time because it was so good. And I think I'd play Holiday for Cambodia too. And that's about it.
Dude, the new Tony Hawk's game is so good that I'm genuinely hoping for at least Underground 1. I cannot see them remastering Underground 2.
Oh, I wish though that was my
Need an
favorite
Underground
because you could
remaster.
BMX in it.
But they would have to get like more licensed
Yeah.
likenesses for like BAM, and that's not
fuck
gonna
yeah.
work.
I feel like I don't
good
know.
point.
I feel like BAM at this point.
I think
wouldn't
it's
mind
wild
a small
that,
paycheck.
He would just give him a gift voucher to the local liquor store and he'll be fine.
Honestly,
Last I
Uh,
saw, he's like
if he's
actually
getting
sober.
If he's getting clean again, good for
I
him.
think he's.
I'm
I
just
think he's
saying.
getting clean because he's been skating a lot more too recently. Actually,
yeah, he's been better in the
I'm
public
skating
eye
again.
lately.
Apes is gonna be pissed. I'm gonna throw out my knee again. No, you know what's wild is that Tony Hawk's son is in the new game.
Riley,
Mm-hmm.
or are you talking about his other son, who's a music producer?
No, I'm talking about Riley.
Actually, I wonder. Do you think there's any music from his other son in there?
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
If he's
I don't
a
know,
producer.
maybe.
That'd be interesting.
Tim, get on there, check it out, and then get back to us next episode.
I remember a lot of the songs, so let me just give him a quick search on his Wikipedia, find his son's name.
Riley and Tony actually rode for the same shoe company for a while too, which I thought was cool. But I think Tony Hawk is skating for Vans now, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think last time I saw a Vans thing, he was on it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of big power moves going to Vans.
So I've only ever... Well, okay, he's released 2 albums, 1 EP, and a single. I would think that it would be somewhere on this page, but it doesn't say anything about him being featured in the game.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's is on Vans now. They like have a whole welcome to the family thing.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
him.
because they got Tony Hawk, they have fucking Andrew Reynolds, they have fucking Jeff Rowley.
Yeah,
they have,
no,
like all of the greats.
What's wild to me is that Riley was in that one of the ads for the original THPS game,
Oh, really?
and now
Like,
he's
as a
just in
baby?
it.
That's cool.
As a
is
little
really
kid, he
cool.
was in the ad, and
Hell
now
yeah.
he's just a playable character in the game, which is wild to me.
And the fact that Riley also carved his own path as a skater,
Yeah.
because he skates street and stuff like that, which is cool.
He's not just
He's
a
not
vert
just
skater,
vert.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's
let
not
me
just
tell you
piggybacking
how
off of
mad
his
I
dad.
am that there's only one park skater in the entire game.
Who?
I can't remember her last name. Lizzie?
Eliza Steamer?
No, not. Maybe I got the name wrong.
I don't know. I don't know who's all in the game, honestly.
Lizzie Armanto.
Oh, yeah. She's like a contest skater.
Yeah, she's the only park skater in the game. That's not a created character. She's a good character in the game too, so I won't.
There's like fuck park skating.
There's like legitimately 13 streets and like 2 or 3 verts, and Tony Hawk's obviously one of them. And then just one park skater, and I was like, okay. So the easiest thing for me is not in the game.
That's kind of a pretty accurate representation of the skateboarding community.
That's fair.
Everybody skates street, and then you got like 2 guys who skate vert, and you got like 1 person who skates parks. I'm that park person, by the way. I think that's it, though. You guys want to get to our plugs and whatnot? I don't know if there's anything else we have to add. I think we've already added any last-minute comments we needed.
Yeah, I just made a fart noise with my shoe, so I hope that made it in.
I heard something, but it's fine.
I mean, it wasn't my butt. It was my shoe. Or maybe it was my man butt. I don't know.
My cloaca.
Yeah,
let's do the plugs, guys. Let's do this.
As always, if you go on twitter.com and type in gondola driver, you can find me. If you go to Rat Bastard Supply Co. and buy clothes, use code BOXWINE, and you get money off, and I make money. It's a pretty good deal for both of us. Code BOXWINE. They sponsor me to do skateboard tricks.
Your dream has finally come true.
Yeah.
My Instagram, where I make sometimes make shitty Simpsons wave images. And I always say shitty, but people always correct me.
They're pretty good.
Is Hot Pink Waffles. You can check out my Letterboxd, where I haven't posted a movie review in probably a month, which is just Timmy C.
You can check me out. You can check me out over at John Merkenthaler on Instagram, which I don't really do a whole lot on it besides look at other people's stuff.
That's fair.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's why I don't plug my Instagram. I don't fucking use it. I need to for skateboard shit, but I'm not about that life. All right.
I've been more on I don't know. I've been on a Reddit kick now. I don't know why.
I got into it
sophomore
year of high school.
I don't know. I've never used it, and then someone was like, I never used it, and then someone that I work with was like,
"It's just a great aggregator, honestly."
Yeah, one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, you should get Reddit. Like, it's like kind of an all-encompassing thing where you can just like find a forum for whatever." I'm like, okay, and I downloaded it.
I use it for news. I use it for stuff I'm interested. Yeah, it's just a better social. I guess not social media so much as like an aggregate of content.
Yeah,
it's not a terrible website, but it's a terrible website.
Yeah, it's
parts of it are. Yeah,
it's.
You want my personal recommendations for sad subreddits? Go look at R Monarchists. It is legitimately a group of people who wish they were still being controlled by one person.
Oh.
It's the saddest shit I've ever seen.
I'm good.
I'll see shit like a statue of the Holy Roman Emperor back when times were good. Their whole thing is like, oh, look how much development there was when there was monarchies. And it's like, also look how much shitty stuff happened when there was monarchies. Fuck off.
Yeah.
No, just ignore that part.
Look at the architecture. Look at how good and pretty this all is.
Look at these fucking Roman columns. God,
look at the systemic classism.
Gets me harder than these columns.
I feel like, okay, architectural-wise, we have gone through so many phases, and I feel like we still are going through newer phases, like with great
Get rid of all of them.
What?
Fuck everything. Get all fuck everything out of here.
But I'm just saying, we're having great feats. I feel like it was just more impressive back then because they had to do it
was new.
With no tools. Like they didn't have cranes or metalworking.
Yeah.
So it was it was more impressive. But
I won't be impressed until I see a house that's a sphere.
There's one in Valpo. Yeah, there's one in Valpo, dude.
No.
Just like a floating sphere is what you want?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
fuck me.
Cool.
How do you get in it?
I don't fucking
Invisible
know.
ladder.
I'm not a scientist. I'm just the person who's gonna live in it.
Glass ladder so you can't see it. You gotta replace it every time.
Break it every fucking time. Anyways,
Fuck
okay.
architecture. Start over.
Hey, so also, guys out and ladies out there, go check us out on Instagram, rewind_reload_pod. I'm going to start getting on everyone's ass because I think we should start posting more. So, like, if, you two find shit.
If you want to send me the login credentials, we'll talk about it.
Well, I'm not saying you have to post it, but I will send all that to you guys. But I'm saying that, like, if you have shit to post or want stuff posted, let me know and I will get on it. But I'll send
I just
you
want
guys
you to
the
let me
stuff,
know
too.
why I can't share other people's stories. Not that you can control that, but I still can't do it. I
Oh,
was going
from
to do Quentin's thing.
I couldn't
I
do
cannot
it
share stories. I don't know why.
I complained to Instagram because I couldn't do it on my personal account, but on my phone I can do it on
Yeah.
Rewind and Reload, which was weird. I don't know.
Anyway, you can also hit us up on your email, rewind and reload podcast@gmail.com. I'm sure we made some mistakes, and instead of screaming at us through text, you know who you are. You can just email us if you want.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a text message.
Yes, you have.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, you know who you are, bitch. Oh, all right. Bye.